Hi, I'm Cindy Judd. In this course we're going to show you how to draw a pattern for a hat band that you can complete with our Loom beadwork course. To start with, you need some graph paper. You can use just standard graph paper that you can buy at any office supply store, or you can download specific graph paper for beads, which are a little bit longer, narrower, so it gives you a more realistic pattern. But don't get too worried about that, because you're just going to use this as a simple roadmap to get started with your pattern. I like to use an odd number of beads because that way I have a center for my pattern. So for hat bands, a geometric repeating pattern is a good place to start. Pencil in your boxes that you want to be a color. We'll carry out about 3 to 4 colors. And then I always like to use something that's kind of a surprise color, I call it. Kind of just gives it a little spark. So now I'm sure that I want this here. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. I'm kind of working from the inside out. When you're drawing your pattern, you can get inspiration from lots of different things. Colors that you like together in nature. You can use complementary colors. You could use contrasting colors. Just depends on the dynamic that you want to achieve with your completed piece. Something to consider is, what color of hat are you going to put it on? I like to do patterns that bring in maybe a couple of different possibilities for hats. If you're making it just for yourself or for someone that you know, then choose the colors that you think would look good with that hat. So when you're working your pattern on your loom, each square is going to represent one bead. You can alter a pattern just by changing colors of your beads. So when you're drawing this, don't get too hung up on having to redraw it every time. You can just simply know that your yellow beads are going to be your gray beads, or your white beads are going to be gold. And you can achieve many different looks by reusing the same pattern. As you can see in these examples, the center one is done with just 3 colors. The outer 2 have had one other color added, and you can see how it's completely changed the dynamic of the design. One thing that I like to do is, like on this one in particular, you can see that I've used 3 different dark colors with the red, black, and gray, and then used a white center bead to just put a little bit of pop into that pattern. This one I've done the same thing, but because the colors are not all the same darkness or value, it looks completely different. I hope you've enjoyed this course on patterning your next beadwork project, and it's given you the confidence to experiment with colors and patterns to see what you can come up with to create your next project.